Alright, well, welcome to this little instructional video about creating video lessons for your classes using Google Meet. Now, of course, you have other options for recording. I'm, for example, recording this using a program called OBS, which is very nice, but maybe far more complicated than what we actually need. Google Meet is perfect for those needs. The first thing you need to do, of course, is to load up the Google Meet page. Now, if you use Gmail, which I know you will do, you have this little option here where you can start and join meetings directly. But for the purposes of this exercise, let's go to the actual website, meet.google.com, which will load up something that looks like this. Now you'll see the big button, start or join a meeting. We're going to create a meeting. In your case, you would name it something appropriate like maths fractions. Okay. Now, as many of you know, if you're trying to present this meeting to students live, you would then send them this link, or within the meeting itself you would send them an invite. But if you want to just record it for yourself, plain and simple, quite easy, you hit join now and you're in. There's your options. You can add people, different links and so on, but ultimately this is it. You want a well-lit room, you want the camera to face nicely looking at your face, you want to generally be looking at the camera like that, and so on. Okay, now to actually record the meeting, the first thing you need to do here is click on those three dots and hit record meeting. Okay. As soon as the recording starts, which you will see in the top left hand corner, now you start. Welcome to math fractions, one number over the other, etc., etc. Okay, pretty easy. You talk to the camera and you hit stop recording when you're done. Okay. One other thing I would like to show you is that you don't have to just be a talking head. Alright, you can supplement your teaching by presenting PowerPoints, as you probably would in your normal classroom, PowerPoints or websites or YouTube videos, all of those kinds of things. And you do that by clicking Present Now. I'm going to present a Google slideshow just for the purpose of a demo. Pretty simple, pretty easy. You can use anything really, PowerPoint or YouTube or whatever, but I do recommend using Google's products together. They integrate very well. So I'm going to go Chrome tab and Introduction to Python, just because that's the one I've got. Alright, present. Alright, yeah, it's PowerPoint's presentation. Now we do have options. For example, pointer. That's rather nice, you know. It's Python, as in Monty Python. Or you can add a Q&A. If you're live streaming, which we'll talk about in a little bit, you can add a Q&A thing where students can sit and type in questions to you from the link. There's a link here somewhere. Start new, there you go. There's the link. And so, I mean, a student on their screen will see just your presentation while you have that active. And that's really what you want. You can talk over material, which will be appropriate in some contexts. Okay, stop. Where are we now? We're still now meeting. I'm going to stop recording it because I finished teaching it, and eventually you put down the call. Right, pretty simple, right? That meeting, if you've recorded it, will be saved automatically to Google Drive. Now there's a folder here called, if I recall correctly, Meet somewhere. Meet recordings, there you go. Now it won't appear immediately. Google, as with any service, has to process the video and crunch it and save it on their servers properly. So usually give it about 20 to 30 minutes and it'll appear here. And from that point you can post it directly to Google Classroom. Now we have a couple of different options for that. I'm going to just use my test class. Classwork, create material, intro to fractions / Python. Alright, and then you would go add Google Drive. It'll generally appear in this recent thing here, but if it doesn't, you can go and look in the drive itself for that meetings folder that I talked about, meet recordings, and when it appears there you can add it. I'll add this one just because. Alright, and give it a topic, give it a description, the usual kind of things. Post. Now, besides that, I do recommend you posting the video to YouTube. Yeah, that may fill some of you with fear, and not without reason, but I have actually created a YouTube channel specifically for this purpose. And if anyone wants to have access to that as a poster, as someone who posts material, you can just let me know and I'll give you access. Otherwise, let me know and I can post the video for you. The reason for doing that is YouTube just tends to work a bit more universally. You don't have to have it publicly available, only people with links can actually watch the video. But it just tends to run a little bit nicer than a video directly in Meet. That being said though, I've not actually come across any problems running Meet directly from Google Drive, videos directly from Google Drive. But regardless, that's up to you. Okay. Now I mentioned earlier live streaming. That's if you want to actually have an audience without having audience participation in that sense. If you want to teach your class or make the class available to the students live, some of them will be sitting there wanting to watch the class as you teach it. To do that, you need to use Google Calendar. Now, I strongly recommend within the business side of the school that you use Google Calendar anyway. If you've got a Manco meeting or a subjects department meeting or anything like that, you schedule it on Google Calendar and invite people to participate in it. I'll show you how to do that. Alright, the purpose of the exercise, we're going to create a meeting for today. I'm going to give it a teaching on maths, we'll call it. Now you add guests. I've created a bunch of pre-made groups, so if I want to teach the maths department, maths at kloof.co.za. Or if I want to teach if I want to have a meeting with the subject heads at kloof.co.za. That will reach all people within that. Right, so the technology grade 08 2020. That will send an invite in this context to every student who takes technology in grade 8, which is all the grade 8s in this context. Right, once you've got your guests, I'm going to use maths again. That's maths teachers, by the way, not maths students. I'm going to go add Google Meet video conferencing. Of course, you do want to schedule it properly and make it between, say, 1100 and 11:30. There you go. But join with Google Meet. See, we've got this option, add live stream. Now, once you've added a live stream, you want to copy the link. Firstly, save your entry. So that now anyone who was invited will automatically get the invite and have access to the recordings later and have access to the live stream if you need it. But more likely you want to actually just post this link. Add link, not file, no, not file. Add link. There. Watch maths live. Alright. You post the link and anyone who clicks on the link at the appropriate time will be able to watch your class live as you teach it, if that's what you want to do. Alright, we've got our entry, we've got our link, we've got being able to stream it, and that's pretty much it. As I mentioned earlier, we have the YouTube channel. I do recommend using that, but you don't have to. It's also nice as a sort of central repository for all videos eventually. But however, yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you've learned something, and if you, there you go, our video has appeared. It's still processing, which is why we don't have the preview, but there it is. Okay, I hope you found that useful, and I will speak to you all soon. Please do give me a shout if you have any more questions. All the best.